Hello, viewers. Today on ImnShow, we're having a very special guest. He's a businessman. He's a neuro-linguistic programming coach. He's a relationship expert, and he's a leadership coach. And this special guest is none other than Dr. Utchay Odims.
Thank you.
Good to have you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good to have you.
Thank you for sitting with us.
Thanks, my privilege. Thanks, I appreciate it.
How is life?
Oh yeah, we thank God. We're doing it in Nigeria. God is helping us, and we're here. Yeah.
So please, can you please tell us about your background, about yourself?
Okay, Dr. Utchay Odims is first of all a Nigerian. Yeah. Born to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Odims, yeah, many years ago. If you want to know, you'll find out from me later. And I'm from Utchay in Imo State, but I was born and brought up in Warri, Delta State. So that's where I spent practically most of my formative years and all. Then from there, university days, Enugu State University in the East. That's my first contact with the East. Then from there, Lagos, around the world. That's practically what it is, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So, you do a lot of things. You're a media practitioner, you're a businessman, you're a relationship expert, you're a leadership coach. Which of this gives you fulfillment? And interestingly, you are also a UN ambassador. In all of this, which of it gives you fulfillment and why?
Okay, when people say, Dr. Utchay, you do a lot of things, I laugh in my mind. I only just do two things, that's all, two. Everything is just tied up in two. Which is this: I am somebody that believes in living a purposeful life. Yeah, live the life to the fullest. That's what I believe in. So my life is just simply this. I have two areas of my life, which is I maximize my platform and I maximize my passion. So I have two areas of my life, my platform and my passion. So fine, businessman falls under my platform. So platform is what funds my passion. That is it. So, and this is what every human being should be all about. I see people that all they just live for is just to pursue money and die and go. No, it doesn't make any sense. That's not why God allowed you to come to planet Earth. Your parents didn't just give birth to you. Because before you came to planet Earth, God knows that you are coming. He's sending you for an assignment. Nelson Mandela came to accomplish an assignment. And in your assignment is inherent all the ingredients that you need for survival, including money. I usually tell people you need insurance policy. Get into the purpose. Find out the reason why God allowed you to come to planet Earth. That is one of the biggest questions. And I usually, whenever I'm teaching and all, I usually tell people one of the biggest questions you answer is the question of who am I? Where did I come from? Where am I going to? And how can I get there?
Yeah.
Very important. If you answer these questions there, you know that you are living. Some people are just merely existing. Stop existing and start living. So this is it. I live my platform is the business, which of course I do a couple of businesses, chains of businesses and all. And apart from that, I also have my passion. My passion is the area where I do the life coaching, the training, go for conferences. I am the project director to one of the largest youth organizations in Africa and all. And I do a lot of projects. That was actually what now brought me up to the level of the United Nations, recognizing what I'm doing, and I became the ambassador. So currently now we do programs around African countries. The recent one I finished was in Namibia, and The next program I'm having is coming up in Berlin, in Germany. It's an African.
This association, what's it called?
Okay, GIAA, Global Initiative for the Advancement of Africa.
Okay.
I also have another one that I'm a director, which is African Advancement Forum. I'm a director in several organizations and everything. And the one for the youths in Nigeria is the National Youth Summit. That's the largest youth gathering in Africa. So I am involved in different organizations. I share and direct and different organizations. As far as it's supposed to be for the betterment of Africa, then I'm in. Because I know currently right now, one of the biggest things that the world know, which I pray that Africans realize, of course they are coming to that consciousness, especially in Nigeria, realize that it's time for Africa. It's time for Nigeria. The world knows that. You can recall recently in December, the president of the United States of America invited all the African presidents. That's not a joke. They can't invite you if you don't have anything to offer. Nobody invites Olofofo. They invite people that are important. So the African presidents, I just hope that many of them understand that it's time for Africa. We'll be saying that. Currently now, the project we carry around Africa is the Africa we want. The Africa we want. Even the program that I'm going to be having in Berlin, in Germany, on the 22nd and 23rd in Berlin, in Waldorf Hotel in Berlin, is all about that. Africa inter-business trade with Nigeria, with Africa and people in the European country. Because the truth is this, if Africa had realized on time that this is their time. You see this war going on in Ukraine, African countries that have been the richest. A few of them that understand a little bit right now, they are smiling. Even Nigeria won't be the current situation where we are, where there's first scarcity everywhere and poverty and all. That's why people need to understand their purpose. Life is not all about money, but life is understanding your purpose and understanding your season and your time.
Thank you. So, you've just said two things. People say you do a lot of things, but at the end of the day, these things are tied to two things.
Only two, yeah.
And it is about your purpose.
And my passion.
And then your passion.
Yeah.
And then your businesses, fuels this your purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And you made a statement. You asked me a question. Let me answer that question. You said, which of them do I enjoy?
Yes.
My passion is the major thing. In fact, at the end of the day...
Because that's your purpose.
That's my purpose. At the end of the day, when I stand before God, I'll be judged based on my passion.
Yes,
and not the money that I make.
Your purpose is based on the level of potential God has put into you.
That is it. That is it.
And that's destiny.
That is it. And that's the biggest question that anybody should answer. Everything God makes has a anything God made has a purpose. This chair has a purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's for me to sit down. The microphone has a purpose. Microphone can never be a pistol to pound yam. No. The microphone has a reason why it's there. To mic and amplify your voice.
Yes.
For people to hear you.
Yes.
So wherever purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable.
Yes.
And that is the problem with most people. Find out the reason why you are born. Find out the reason why you are called. Find out the reason why you are alive. Trust you me. The day you discover that, you're already in the journey of fulfilling your destiny, which is your ultimate destination.
Let us come out from there a little bit. Now, IMN, it's suppose we are looking at being an information hub, for all stratas of life. Now, as a businessman, do you think entrepreneurship is taught or it's inborn?
Entrepreneurship, there are some people that are born entrepreneurs. They are born entrepreneurs. It's just like the making of money and it's just like making money. It's inborn in them and all. Why some people learn it. But I've discovered something over my years of being an entrepreneur, that the ones that have it as a gift, they stay longer. They last longer. Now, why did I say that? There are some people that just went to school or went to a training just to learn about entrepreneurship.
School,
business, just to learn about entrepreneurship. Most of the time, they don't have the tenacity to sustain that particular business. Because business has the ups and downs. It doesn't just come as a breakthrough boa. No. You get into business, there are some people that get into business, first 2 years, nothing is happening. That person that does not have passion for that thing will not stay. Your passion is what fuels your drive. It's what fuels what you want to do. And that is a major thing that a lot of people need to have as entrepreneurs. They need to have that fuel to drive the business that they are doing. So very, very important that if you want to be an entrepreneur, especially in a place like Nigeria, it's important that you are passionate about that particular area that you want to delve into. Okay. Don't do it for bandwagon's sake. Okay. My friend is doing, my cousin is doing it. I remember not a story. I remember a friend of mine when pure water was raining many years ago. The guy was like, man, oh boy, pure water is raining. The guy, he got the equipment, started the business, and he only just, like, of course, he even tried himself. He just lasted only 6 months. He just packed up the whole thing. But there's another person that I know that started at the same time. Right now, the person manufactures bottled water. He has moved from pure water to bottled water. And as I'm talking to you right now, it's about getting into the drink business and all. Yeah, he's passionate about it. Yeah. That's the difference. Yes. But that other person went there for the money. When the money was not coming, man, the guy just packed up. So always match your your entrepreneurship drive with the passion you have, because your passion is a fuel. That's what fuels you when money is not coming in. When money is not coming in, will you change business? Will you move from manufacturing of water to manufacturing of car? Will you become a mechanic? If you're not passionate about technical things, you can't be a mechanic. So you see some people doing the wrong thing at the wrong time in the wrong place. At the end of the day, it will not lead you to anything. Let me before you say something, let me just give an example. The best of a fish in the water is the king of the water, is the king of the river. Shark, king of the ocean and all. Now, that same shark enjoying himself as the king of the ocean, bring out that shark and keep him on the ground. He becomes a total mediocre. He becomes so stupid. He can only do like this, but no movement. But guess what? Throw him back into the water, that's his natural habitat. So environment drives a lot of things. Yeah. Drives a lot of things at all. And if you also take a horse is dangerous on land, flies. Take a horse and dump him inside the water and see what happens. So always find out the area where you are strong in. Find out the area where you are passionate in. After that, the next thing is look for the right environment. And look for the right networks. Like attracts like. Your best friend as a businessman should not be a physician, not be a doctor. That shouldn't be your best friend. Your best friend should be other people that are doing other businesses, so you can share ideas, rub off minds, and the rest of it. You can't be a businessman. Your best friend, your business mentor is a doctor in the hospital. It's not going to work. Because at the end of the day, you guys will not sharpen yourself. He's going to be telling you his own problem. You're going to tell him his own problem. Two of you get confused at the end of the day. So find people that are in your company, people that are in your network. And when you do that, what happens is that you see yourself growing. Mentorship is very key. Mentorship is very, very key. So try and get a mentor that will be one of the major source of inspiration for you, because there are highs and lows in business. And it's very important that you plan for those seasons and all.
Apt. What Ambassador Dr. Utchay Odims have just said right now is that, yes, you could go to school, you could learn entrepreneurship, but before you do that, make sure that you are gifted in that area, because that is what will keep you going. That is how you build passion, and passion will sustain the drive for your entrepreneurship ambition. My third question is an interesting question, interesting and very important to us here in IMN. What was your first business? And most importantly, how did you fund it?
Oh, nice. I think it's been a long time anybody asked me that question. Okay, the first business I ever did was when I was a student in school. Yeah, and okay, this was it. I switched course to another department, and when I did that, my dad did not like it. And because of that, my dad told me he's not going to pay my school fees again. He was angry, annoyed with me and all. The normal thing is to feel depressed, dejected and all. But I listened to some tapes and all. And apart from that, my mentor, which is my pastor, a great man I love so much, he fueled and inspired me and all. As a student, you know, you get depressed, you get whatever. But I didn't get depressed. I actually understood that trying times is what brings out the best in a human being. The normal thing is just go recline and all. No. So what I did, somebody told me about the VCD business, CD business then, and told me how viable it is in Lagos and all. I remember then in the place where I schooled in Enugu State, they were selling VCD for 400 naira, 450 naira in Enugu then. And my friend told me that
What
the
year
brother
was that?
brother was that was in the late 90s, 1999, 2000.
Oh, okay.
So my friend now told me about the brother that does those stuff and all. So I was like, okay, let me try it out and everything. I used the night bus as a student to Lagos. And when I got to Lagos, I spoke to the brother. I won't forget his name. Idon Favors, that's his name. Great guy. I spoke to him. And when I spoke to him and all, he was like, okay, that is going to help me, to give me a carton of VCD and all. And I paid some part of the money. I didn't pay all. And I carried the carton of VCD and brought it back.
How much did you pay?
That's a long time, man. I can't, I think all I know how much the units cost.
So these VCDs, 150 naira per one. Wow, interesting. So what happened after that, sir?
Oh yeah, of course I had to look for source for my market and all. Yeah, because then my market was the bank. I'll go to the bank, tell them I'm a distributor of VCD and all, and some of them will place even pre-order from me and all. And yeah, even the church. My pastor was one of my biggest clients and everything. If I knew what was happening, people started looking for me. If you want empty VCD, they look for me and all. In my room where I was staying, I had a lot in cartons and everything and stuff. Started buying from 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, distributing. Even started distributing to the market and everything. And from there, I also got into the sales of shirts. Somebody gave me shirts. One of my very good friend, okay, that's his name, okay, yeah, a great guy, doing very well right now in the tech space. He gave me shirts to supply. He was a student then. I was doing that. Also, I got into cosmetics also as a student, yeah. I was selling all these things and I was making good money. So like the VCD, 150, 160, come back to Lagos, sell it. Of course, I used price to disrupt the market. People were selling 450, I was selling 350. At times, I will say 300 if you are collecting a large quantity. Man, I was cleaning out. Before you know what was happening, that was it. Pam, 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 pam. Of course, I got my room. I was squatting then. I got my own room and I was doing well. That's how my entrepreneurship journey started. And after school and everything, that's it. I worked for some time in an advertising firm and all the rest of it. From there, I started my own business. And this is me today as an entrepreneur. So I was so glad. I was so glad that I did and all. And one thing I want to tell the young people is that there's dignity in labor. When I was selling the VCD then, of course, when they gave me the cosmetics, there was a time they gave me, we were the ones that pushed a product called Cleanol into the Eastern market. Yeah, I drove it, the regional side. They were giving to us Cleanol toothpaste. I, as a student, I will receive lecture till 2 o'clock. I will step out. If there's no lecture, I'll step out to go and do business. I had a sense of purpose and direction. So what I was doing then was that I would take the toothpaste and I will go. I was selling things in the bus, Molwe as a student. You know, when I see some young people these days, I just laugh and all. Come on. As far as you have any business you're doing that pays your bills, nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'll get into the bus. Of course, to get their attention out, I'll shout, praise the Lord. They'll shout, hallelujah. When you say praise the Lord, they will answer you. And I will now pray. Of course, I'm a Christian. I will pray. I will catch their attention. Then while I was talking for the Cleanol stuff, I will tell them then, I'll say that you wake up in the morning and you start praying. Some of you, because your mouth is smelly, angels will not, angels will...
Some bit of humor.
Oh yeah, there's some bit of humor. You need to add humor to catch their attention. Yeah. Some angels will not bother to carry your prayer to God. They need to brush your teeth with Cleanol so that you have a direct access. It was interesting. And they were buying. As a student, when I'm done, I'll still go to class. I'll still read my books. I'll still write my exam.
No pressure reading your books.
Not, of course, it's not easy, but man, I was doing that. So you can liken me to an orphan. You know, a lot of people here, I'm an orphan. Oh yes, I was an orphan because my dad didn't pay my school fees. So I trained myself through school to final year. That's the right word. I trained myself through school. You see that? So people should stop these what do you call it, self-pity and all. No, 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 no.
Dwelling on it.
Yeah, dwelling on it.
In
It
all your
restricts you.
disadvantage.
It restricts you.
Yeah, and
you can
limits,
make it.
yeah.
Yeah, it limits you. You can make it. So that's how my entrepreneurship drive started.
Okay,
And thank God I
interesting.
did, because later on in my life and all, my dad fell sick and everything. Fell sick and he started selling some properties he has and the rest of it and all. I could just imagine if I was depending on my dad to inherit. I didn't inherit a pin from my dad. In case that's when I say I'm an orphan, my own is a total orphan. I say no pin. I say 1 naira I didn't get from my dad. Nobody gave me nothing, not a dime. But I stayed fast. I stayed strong because why? I am heading somewhere.
Okay, doctor, with your experience so far over the years, in your opinion, what are the most important traits of an entrepreneur? Must have.
Yeah, the must-have of an entrepreneur is an entrepreneur must have a vision. Yeah, you must have a vision of your preferred end or your preferred future. Very important. Yeah, before you start anything, and when you now have that vision and everything, then you can now conceptualize what is it and how you're going to go about it and all. But first of all, you need to dream about it. You need to see from your mind's eye what is it that you want to get into. After you have probably done all the various researches and all, or the one that comes with you naturally, then the next thing you should go for is how to go about it and all. So I hear people say things like, I need money to do this, I need money to do that. No, the first thing is vision. And make sure that that vision is tied around what you are passionate about. Because like I said, when there's the ups and downs, your passion is what fuels it, what drives you and all. So if you have that passion, what will naturally happen is this, is that you now look for the team of people that you can work with. Very important. People that you can work with to achieve that dream, that business dream that you have and all. If you get the right team, and what will naturally happen is that the business starts growing alongside with you. Then you need to be rugged. You need to be dogged, yeah, especially in Nigeria. If it's somewhere like outside the country and whatever, where there's systems and processes, systems, structures, you can actually set some things automated and all. But no, not in Nigeria. You have to put your eye in the business. You have to be involved. The first few years of your business, you have to be involved. It's not what you just leave to somebody to do. No, you have to be involved. You have to monitor your progress. You have to be prudent. You have to be prudent. I see a lot of people when they start their business and or next thing they start spending carelessly. No, don't spend from your capital. Yeah, your capital should grow. And I want to advise this as a businessman. When you start your business, the way you pay your staff salary, pay your own self salary. I know that's difficult, but do that. Pay your own self salary. If you are paying your staff 50K or 100K, you as a boss, you can decide to pay 150K. Pay yourself and abide to that discipline. It helps.
So that's it, entrepreneurs. You've heard it. Doctor is saying that one of the must-have traits for you as an entrepreneur is that, number one, you need to have a clear vision. And that vision must be tied around your giftedness. And then after that, you need to conceptualize that vision, to your preferred end. And then after that, you need to put a team together, a team that can help you build this entrepreneurial vision, and get it going. And from what he has said, what naturally happens is that this business starts growing. And then after that, you need to be very dogged. It's just not going to be all a walk, in the park. Expect some challenges, especially in this, part of the world, where there are no systems. And then you need to be very prudent, The money don't come and then you start spending it lavishly. And then he has an important advice. While you are paying your staff, also pay yourself. Put yourself on a spending limit. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back, viewers. We are still on the show with Dr. Ambassador Utchay Odims. Sir, thank you for this inspiring moment.
Thank you.
So, in this train of thoughts, over the years with experience in business, what has been your most memorable moments, happy moments, and the low moments? And in those low moments, how did you pull through?
Yeah, I think in business, one of my happiest moments is having the ability to understand the times. Yes, because one thing people need to understand is that everything that you're into as a businessman and all, there could be a change in season, understanding the time, that change in season. Because that you're doing something today does not mean that that thing will thrive in the next 10 years or in the next 5 years. Yeah, that's what some people don't understand. E.g., let me give you an example. Many years ago, many people were selling typewriter. The computer came and they stuck to typewriter, and that's how they got phased out. I can remember some people that were selling all that then. Right now, they are in the village farming without any retirement benefit and the rest of it and all. So have the ability to change with the times and season and all. So I remember I was in the media then and everything, and after a while, I started getting a wind. I started getting, of course, with information, your ears have to be on ground to know what's going on. I'm still in the media, but guess what? I moved into the logistic business. Oh yes, I moved into it. I got into the luxury logistics and all. And I paid more attention to my logistic business than the media business, because as at then, the wave and the tide was changing. We're now moving from the regular conventional media to the social media. And it was a new world. Of course, so many television stations and whatever, many of them are in debt today. So many of them are having all kinds of problems. The ones that could not catch up, they folded up and all. So that was my case then. So I switched into luxury logistics and all. So that was one of my happiest moments of making that decision. I'm happy. Instead, by now, I would have been telling myself a different story entirely. So it's always important that you know when the end of an era, business-wise, is coming, for you to move to another era and all. Like, for instance, many years ago, you know, a lot of people, you use paper to do practical paper and biro. So many people invested billions into paper. But right now, you can see everybody goes on tablets and all, tablets. I mean, the world has gone digital and all. I mean, yeah. So some people stuck to what they know, and guess what? Right now, people write exam, they use digital stuff. When we wrote our exam, it was paper. Right now, people use digital stuff to do what they want to do. So you need to understand the time. You need to understand the seasons and all. And that will help you a lot in making informed decisions that you will be happy about and all. So that's it. So understanding the times, that was one of my best decisions. One of the best things that's happened to me, to understand the time, to know when to close a chapter and open up another chapter.
And
because
then
business is dynamic.
The low moments.
The low moments of my business, okay, I can say some of the low moments of my business is having people that are unserious in your how do I put it, in your business. People that are not dedicated and committed. I've had a fair share of people that are not dedicated and committed. There are a lot of people, when they come into business, what they're after is what they will grab and not what they can give. Yeah. My own case was different. I worked for a company. And when I worked in that company and all, what we were making in the company was lower, far lower. When I got into the company, I don't want to call figures, massive figures. When I got into the company, I explored other areas in the advertising industry and all. And what happened? Our income rose up. The day I told my boss that I was leaving, he said, go where? Where do you think you're going to? And all. And they now put me on percentage in the company and all. I was making my money at the same time, percentage. And for crying out loud, that's exactly what happened to me. From then, I now built up capital and now became an entrepreneur. When I was leaving, I left with a lot of blessings from him.
So how did you pull through in those moments where you have people who are not dedicated? I don't want to limit them to staff. Sometimes it could be members, partners, members of your board who are not really committed, what did you do specifically? How did you pull through? This will serve as a lesson to our viewers who are also business people.
No, you don't stay in one place. If you have people, whether staffs or whatever, and they are not serious and everything, you should see. Don't ever hire anybody you cannot fire. Firing is part of the deal. If you caution the person on the individual, caution, fire. It's as simple as that, and replace the person, and life goes on. Yeah, because we're in business. It's not a charity organization. So it's a charity organization that you can come and start begging people because you're doing it free from wholeheartedly. And for crying out loud, this is what pays your bill. So you don't have any reason why you should not be committed. So there are some people that just want to be earning money. Okay, simple, let me put it like this. There are some people that want to reap where they did not sow.
Okay.
You have a job description. You don't want to carry out a job description, but you still want to be collecting money. It doesn't make no sense. That's why the bankers and some companies became very smart. Of course, I've had a lot of friends in the bank that are working there. The bank have more marketers than the people that are doing the administrative work. Yeah. They have more marketers. Yeah, they just had to do that. And of course, the ones that are marketers they give them targets. Even the administrative staff, they give them targets also.
Just to keep them on their toes.
To keep them on their toes. Because if you don't do that, what will happen is that someone is a marketer and he's collecting salary for 6 months and he has not brought nothing, no value. Come on, man. And a lot of Nigerians are like that, think like that. They just want to reap where they don't sow. And the day you caution them, they get angry. No. Everybody's success must be evaluated. In fact, success that is not measured is failure on arrival.
So, doctor, we'd like to know, who are your role models, sir?
Oh, my role models. Okay, you know something? There are two different things. Some people make that mistake. There's role model, there's mentor. There's a mentor and there's role model. Some people take their role model as their mentor. No, it can never be. Now, your mentor, let me explain what I mean. Your mentor is somebody you have access to constantly, that you can reach out to and he will help you. You cannot say that your mentor is Bill Gates.
It's not possible.
It's not possible. No, a lot of young people, they think so. Your mentor is Bill Gates. No. Your mentor cannot be Bill Gates because you don't even have his number. And even if you start looking for him from now till the next 1 month, it might be difficult and all. So, someone like Bill Gates is a role model. That's if you don't have access to him. Your mentor is somebody you can access and all. So, my mentor, when he has to do with my business, I have mentor for different areas of my life. For my mentor in the area of national transformation and impact and all is Dr. David. Dr. David Oboidi, that's my mentor. Somebody I love and respect so much. The area of national transformation has taught me the act of being a national transformation agent. Then when it comes to business, there's a man I respect so much, Mr. Chief Chidi. That's the owner of Chisco Transport. Yeah, he's the man that taught me how to get into logistics, and I respect him a lot. Most of the words he told me a couple of years ago still sounds in my mind and all and everything. And there are still a lot of them. So I can say business-wise, him and the other area, my Dr. David and all. And I have a whole lot of other mentors, the likes of Falana, activism. I'm also an activist too, in the area of activism. I just have an array of people that I look up to, that I respect. Uncle Sonny Rabo, another great man, one of my major mentors that has impacted me in so many areas. Then, I just have them, just like that and all. The list is long, but I just want to mention just these few that I know at any time I call, they are there for me and all.
So these are your mentors?
Yeah, my mentors.
So role models, you don't just want to go that late?
No, role models, I have role models. Of course, I admire Bill Gates. Oh, yeah. And I admire Elon Musk. Yeah, Elon Musk is a great guy. I love the guy's tenacity. I love his spirit of conquest. He believes it and he achieves it. I love it. And many people actually think that people that are role models out there, they will be perfect. No, they are not expected to be perfect. They are human beings.
Yes,
Pick the good part of them. The one you don't like, leave it and all. I love Elon Musk. And one of these days, we are very soon, we're planning to actually have him in one of our training programs and all.
Oh,
and
interesting. I want to be there.
Yeah, of course, definitely. That would be awesome. Then, of course, I admire Zuckerberg. A young man doing well, doing phenomenally phenomenally well.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenon. That's what
Yeah.
I'll call him. He's a
Yeah.
great guy and all. Then, of course, I admire Donald Trump a lot. He's a businessman before he got into government.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yes, a businessman. I love the guy. His tenacity is contagious.
As a relationship expert, what are the values you think are imperative for a successful marital relationship?
Okay, the values. But before I get into those values and all, the first thing is God. That's the head of the family. Then the second thing is marry your friend. Very important. I always say that push you marry their friend. Then when it comes to values and all, trust is very important. Yeah, trust. Honesty, trust, honesty. They all work together and all. Very, very important because two of you are coming together to build a family. And if the man does not trust the woman does not trust the man, forget about it. So there must be trust. Trust must be the bedrock that you guys are building the relationship. Instead, forget about it. You guys are just having fun and all. And you see a lot of people that don't trust themselves. It's really prevalent in our country, Nigeria now. Where the man goes out, the woman is thinking, where did he go to? The woman goes out, the man is thinking, what's he doing right now? There should be trust because you are not omnipotent. You cannot be where both of you are part-time. So both of you should trust yourself. And trust is earned. Trust is not by force. You can't walk up to somebody and say, hey, Paul, trust me. Paul, like, how do you want me to trust you? Say, Paul, I command you to trust. It's not by command. You must earn it. So your character, your attitude, the way your lifestyle is what will make the opposite sex trust you and all. And there's something I actually want to say, which is very critical. I have actually noticed that. The model of your marriage is not the same model. The model that your marriage is succeeding with, not the same model another person's marriage will succeed. That's the truth. That's what some people don't understand. Some people are looking at social person. You're looking at, it's unique and dynamic. Yeah. You're looking at Mrs. Franca, the way she's rolling with her husband and all. Of course, you can pick things from people that you look up to and all, but the model might not be the same thing. Why am I saying that? I've seen some people that succeeded. The husband is outside the country. The husband is in Spain. The wife is in Nigeria. And they are married for 25 going to 30 years. And they are fine. The marriage is succeeding. While I've actually seen some people that are married for just 3, 4, 5 years and they are broken up and all. So you need to understand what works peculiarly. And I've come to the conclusion personally that two people are married. Maybe the man is at so place, and if two of them have the understanding and they have the plan, okay, you come see me, you come back and see me and whatever, and it's going well for them, maintain it.
So we're on a train of thought, and Ambassador was saying that the model that makes A's marriage successful might not sustain B's marriage.
Yeah. Fact. Yeah. That's practically what it is. So don't try to model your marriage with another person's own. The fact that somebody else did something. I've seen many people that ran into trouble because they did what another person did and they ran into trouble. But the other person did it and escaped. That's why I keep telling people, I say, especially young people in the university, one will go for like youth programs and all. I usually tell them, I say, don't go join secret society, cults. Yeah, the fact that somebody entered court and came out in his final year, and at the end of the day, now repented and gave his life, because it doesn't mean that you're going to come out. You might just get into it that same week, you are dead, and that's the end of your. And not just that you are dead, you use Okada to enter into hellfire. You use bike, power bike, and land yourself inside hellfire. So don't try something because somebody else is doing it. Our destinies are different. Example of our destinies is your finger. Your 5 fingers, they are not the same. They are not the same. It simply shows you that they are destiny. Destinies are like destinies are destinies are this. But they are all important. How you know they are all important is that the one that appears to be the shortest here is the major homeboy here. You see this guy? Very important. If you think it's not important, go ahead and do the other things you want to do without this guy. You want to have a grip? This guy is going to help you have a grip. So you can see, this guy can actually make copies and say, hey, forget it, I'm the most important person here. No, you are not. You see, this guy here is the chairman of the association, but he's the shortest. So people need to understand your strengths and your weaknesses. People need to understand their A games. Yeah. What is it about me that is unique and all and everything? So why I'm saying that is because in marriage, a lot of people want to model their marriage according to another person's or them. No, yours may be unique. That your husband is outside the country, you are here. Might even be the reason why your marriage is succeeding. Oh, yes. Because whenever you proceed, you are excited, you love yourself, you start missing him. The day the man, there's somebody during COVID-19, this people have been married for so many years, COVID-19 period, 3 months of staying. 3 months of staying. After COVID-19, they divorced that same year, 2020. Don't ask me who the person is, I won't tell you. Wow. They divorced. Why? Because two of them stayed together for the first time after more than a decade of marriage. So people need to understand the model that works for them and all. And now focus on it and grow their marriage. That somebody did it does not mean that you do it and you succeed. so that's an advice someone.
So if you have a relationship, you are married and you're intending getting married, you've heard it. First and foremost, have God first. Secondly, it's important that you're in relationship with your friend. And then thirdly, honesty. Because you have two different people, you must trust each other. And then find your own model, what works for you. Thank you. So, doctor, tell us, what inspires you?
What inspires me in what area? A different thing that inspires me.
So, why I'm not going to tie it to one area is because of one of the questions I asked you on this show, and it has to be the question of what gives you fulfillment.
Okay.
And then you do a lot of things, and then you have the grace to tie it down to one thing. Essentially, you said two, but essentially, it comes back to just one thing: purpose. Every other thing is just around the purpose. So, because of that, I'm not going to tie this question of what inspires you to just one thing. Generally,
okay,
life.
what inspires me is when I see people excelling. Yes. I mean, I have track record, a lot of people that I've seen that are down and out, almost at the point of suicide. Talk to them, inspire them into getting into a business or into learning a trade or into becoming, working in a company and all. And right now they are doing well. Oh, I'm excited. I have a lot of, okay, when I say it now, a lot of people might think, are you a grandfather? I have a lot of children. Oh, children. Some of them are even older than me, so funny enough. And all.
Yes.
And everything. Scattered around the world. I was telling somebody something the other day. I said, I can never be stranded. That statement is not for jokes. Yeah, I can never be stranded. I'll give you an example. Something happened to me. I got to New York. I went for a conference at the United Nations, actually. I got to New York, and lo and behold, I forgot my card, my credit card. Yeah, I forgot my credit card, and that is dangerous. Because out there, everything is credit, and all. I didn't even go with dollar. I didn't bother to get dollar and all that. I think dollar was left in my pocket, maybe like $50 or something. I have my card, so what am I using dollar for? Man, and I needed to board a train. Wahala, long, oh boy. I didn't know what to do and everything. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do now? Just like confused and everything. And as God will have it, somebody was passing and everything. So she was like, hi. I said, hello. One man said, tell her that you need to get on the metro, the train and everything and stuff. But you are not with your card. I just opened my mouth. I just told her, oh, no problem. She paid for me. And I got on the train to where I'm going to and all. Now, before then, while we're doing all that, I said, can I use the phone? I now use the phone because of internet and all. I called a friend of mine in the US and I said, I'm around right now and all. I was like, oh, are you serious? Oh, you're around. Oh, wonderful. Now, this is somebody that one time she could not pay her bills in Nigeria. Of course, the place where she was staying, they held her hostage and everything. And she asked me, and I helped her out from that particular situation. She was like, oh, you see, are you serious? You're around. Oh, wow. Where are you? I said, I'm actually on the train. I'm going to be landing. So, oh, please. I'm going to send a vehicle. Sent a car and picked me up. And can I surprise you? I stayed in New York for like 7 days. Paid, in fact, the place where she paid for was in Manhattan. If you know the US very well, Manhattan in the US, she paid for a hotel for me to stay there. I'm talking about where you pay nothing less than $250 per night. Yes, she paid. She said, oh, in fact, you are something else. She was telling on her friend, he's a lifesaver, he's a whatever. I said, whatever I did for you, I did it out of my church mind and all. But she was very grateful. Before I knew what was happening, another friend of mine, again, that was in California, said, when are you coming around? And all, because I went to California. Same thing. That one paid for me too. Do you know the funniest thing? I stayed in the US for 2 weeks and some days. I didn't spend $1. And came back to Nigeria. Yes, another man's country. I didn't spend a dime.
Good deeds.
And of course, it was not. I was not taking advantage because I told them. I said, you know what? Send your account number. Send which account number for what? You. Goodwill.
Yeah.
Goodwill. When I get into the US, Dallas, Texas. What happened recently, like 2 months ago? I was in Dallas, Texas. My friend, he took care of me. Goodwill from different people. Houston, same thing. A friend of mine in Houston, he was in Nigeria before he moved to the US. We did a project, a foundation project for the disabled and all. He was passionate about it. I helped him put the program together. I even gave my money, I even whatever. He was in Houston. When I got to Houston, he was the one that paid for my hotel bill for 6 days. I didn't ask him. He was asking me, what will you eat? Provide car for me to go out. Recently, that was then. This was a recent one. So when I tell people the best thing that can happen to you in life is to live an invested life. Life is not all about acquiring. You might be doing something now, you think you're stupid. You're not stupid. God sees. And when God wants to reward you, he rewards you through other people. So when I'm doing things for people, I don't bother. In case you are watching and you are like, man, everybody that I've helped, they've all turned their back against me. I won't help anybody again. No. There's a place in the Bible that says, cast your bread upon the water.
Many water.
It said, many water. It said, after me, you don't know the one that will profit you and whatever and stuff. Just keep giving. Just keep being nice. If nobody appreciates, God will find somebody else. Out of 10, it might be 1 or even half that will appreciate you, or none. Don't bother yourself. God will find another way to reward you because God is faithful. So for me, I help people selflessly. Pay school fees, help them when they're in times of need and all that. Most of my friends will tell you I'm somebody that carries people's problem on my head as if it's my own. And they wonder, they ask me questions, why is it that you are whatever? Of course, if you ask me a question, have I been backstabbed? Oh, yes, of course. There are a lot of backstabbers. Did it stop me? No. I'm still doing good. I'm still thinking about to help people. Let me not see a young entrepreneur that is trying to try about time. I will help out in every area that I can, in connection, in whatever. I don't hold back my connection. I help people freely without even whatever. I even sit people down, consulting there are people as well who pay me for. I'll do it for free. And now let me even shock you. Most of the consultancy that I do around the world, travel, speaking program, is a policy for me. I don't charge nobody. I don't charge. I'll just tell them, if they insist, I'll tell them, feel free. Anything you feel like giving, give. I don't charge. Because I see that in this area, that is my passion, that I'm called to whatever. Young people listening to me, business people listening to me, people that are crazy, drug addicts, mad, they listen to me. I have the grace. So if knowing that there is a grace that I have, I just knew, no, of course, by the knowledge that I have and everything, that on the last day, when you be judged and everything, God is going to judge you based on this calling, not based on the money that you made. He's going to judge you based on. So I take it seriously. I take it religiously. So when I see people, I'm close to a lot of young people. I do a lot of youth projects. Immediately I see a young man, I see the person's future. I don't know, it's a grace I have. I just see where the person is going to. If the person can just calm down, there's a young boy that told him, Mommy, be calming down. The person can just be calming down and whatever. The person will achieve that dream. I have track record of so many people that God has used us to help in this our short way. I'm not old, I'm still young. In this our short period of whatever. So that's what gives me joy. I enjoy it when I see people succeed. Okay. I enjoy it when I see people move from point zero down and out to points. I mean, as the highest part, as much as they can go and all. It makes me happy and I'm excited about it. So I love my passion. I love the purpose God has given to me, and I'm trusting God to die empty. That's the best way to die.
Yes, absolutely. That's a lot to take in. So essentially, what inspires Doctor is seeing people excel? Out of curiosity, how did you become the UN Youth Ambassador?
Okay.
And for those who doesn't understand, United Nations, am I right?
Yeah, United Nations, yeah.
Youth Ambassador.
Okay, that was a couple of years ago, a long time ago, 2011 precisely. In the line of duty, doing all the things that we're doing and all, I'm the project director to National Youth Summit. That's the largest youth gathering in Africa. With the impact we made, all kinds of programs in different states, across some African countries and all, I was recommended. And that's how they made me the ambassador. And of course, since then till today, we'll all be working together, making impact all around and everything. So that's how it happened. So when you are busy, when you are busy fulfilling purpose, other things will pursue you.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
natural. That's exactly how it was. I tell people, don't pursue money. People that pursue money, they don't get money. But if you are fulfilling your purpose and you're doing what you're expected to do, money comes as a result of solving people's problem. So you solve people's problem, and probably you are not getting paid and all. You will get paid. Some way, somehow, it will locate you. Money comes in the direction of people that are willing to use it. That's what it calls. If you're a type of person that are holding it back and the rest of it, sorry. If you're ready to use it for the betterment of humanity, even God will pass the money through you and make sure that it impacts the lives of people. So that's the story of me, and that's exactly how I started.
Okay. So back to business entrepreneurship. How important is it to have a formal education? You know, how important is it to be successful in business?
Okay, formal education is important. Education is the bedrock, very important and all. But make sure you study in line with what you have passion for. I always keep saying that, what you're passionate about. Because if you don't have passion for that particular stuff, you can't sustain it. Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems we have in Nigeria. You see people that are studying engineering, and when they are done with being an engineer, next thing, they'll go and become a banker. Yeah, you see people that are doctors, and next thing, you see them functioning as secretary or something. It doesn't make no sense at all, and all. Make sure that in fact, one of the major things that we should do in our Nigerian education system is to rejig, or to put the right people, put consultants and counselors to help people in, in finding out their area of interest. Yeah, in
so
school.
They can better direct them.
You can better direct them and all, So very, very important, because a lot of people come into school, they don't know they are left or they are right, they are young and everything. It's those people, those counselors that can actually tell them, you know what, listening to you and talking to you, you can fit into this area, you can whatever. Is this what it is? Can you, then the person will now be, oh, that's the truth too. Okay, let me, guidance and counseling. Yes. Career guidance and counseling.
Yes.
Counselors, very important. Yeah, because you see a lot of people going to universities to study. What they are studying is not relevant for now. And another thing, I was saying it in a program in Port Harcourt a few months ago, and not too long, I think like 2 months ago or so. I was telling them something. I said the Nigerian educational curriculum should be rejigged. In fact, most of the courses that people study in school is obsolete. Yes, entirely obsolete. So you actually study based on the need you have. Yeah, I don't understand that.
Yes.
I don't see no reason why somebody should be studying. Courses that has to do with space technology when Nigeria has not even done anything that has to do with the space. Why are you going to study things that will launch Nigeria into the space? I mean, studying how to fly rockets and all those kind of things and whatever. To me, not now. We have over 130 million people are living below poor of the poorest. So you can see there's a big problem. The major thing Nigeria should pay attention on right now is the entrepreneurship space. Yeah, when I see the entrepreneurship space, is left out to me 50% of the courses, or even 70% of the courses that people should learn in the university should be vocational skills. Vocational skill. You get into the university, they find out which area. Who said that we cannot have university where people learn welding and fabrication?
So we are going toward the direction of production industrialization.
That is it. That's what we need. Because that's how the great countries around the world, that's how they developed. Germany, a lot of them, and all. Even China. In China, you see people, their garage, they are manufacturing phone. People that are manufacturing tech kits in garages and whatever. That's a revolution. Why? Because China paid attention to technology.
And that contributes highly on the GDP.
Of course, China is one of the richest countries in the world. That's the truth. If they are not even the richest country in the world right now. Because everybody that wants to do anything goes to China. China, as at so many years ago, many decades ago, they send their people to go and learn technology from the US, UK, Germany, and all. After that, they brought them back. And that's the China you're seeing today. That Africa is owing badly. If China gets angry tomorrow, decide to put their flag of China in some countries in Africa, there's no problem. The money that some people are owing them is enough for them to take over the country. But thank God that there are legal rules. Instead, many countries, even including this your country, I'll tell you how much Nigeria is owing China. So you see, let's stop doing the same thing and expecting a different result. People should learn vocational skills. I was talking to a friend of mine. That guy, he studied engineering, mechanical engineering precisely, and he looked for work he searched for job for about 7 years or more than 7 years. And guess what happened? He met a friend of his, and his friend is doing very well. He was like, guy, what did happen now? The guy said, you want to know? Well, come with me. What the guy does is simple. POP, railings, that's what the guy does. And all railings, POP, tying of floor and all the rest of it. He gets people from Benin, and they ask him, why is that you get people from Benin? And a couple of these guys, he said, many Nigerian youths are not serious. You see, that's what I was talking about. Are not serious and everything. So he had to get. So out of his staff strength and all, I think about 30% are Nigerians, 70% are from outside the country. He brought them in, gave them accommodation. Because he said those ones, they are very diligent and all. Which I want to advise our Nigerian youth. Be serious. There's dignity in labor. Pay attention to what God has called, to what you have, you find your hand doing. You will excel. All these things you see on social media, that somebody will come out and tell you, man, I don't have money. Now lie. I know some of them that are broke. Especially most of these celebrities you are looking at. They are very broke. Many of them are very broke. Celebrities that will come and deceive you on social media. I'm a millionaire, I'm a hotel. Some of them will borrow those dollars. Yeah, I'm very vocal about it because why? A lot of young people are being deceived. You see somebody on social media come out and say, small girl with a big God and all. She will carry dollars and keep on the bed. And next thing she will show you that her birthday. My fans bought me Jeep. Now lie, which fans? Who does she fan? Most time they tell you what they do to get that Jeep. Some of them, anyway, let me not talk. But some of them go to borrow car and tell you that is their birthday gift. You ask them about that car next two, they say he has an accident. They can even put an accident. Hey, God deliver my life. Packaging, especially in this last giddy Lagos where we are. So don't be carried away by these people at all. Focus on your life. Be diligent. You will succeed. This guy now told him about what he's into and all. He told him he's into railing and POP. He now learned the act. He learned it for just a period of course, he's an engineer already, so he has some technical knowledge. He learned it within a period of, he worked with the guy for a period of 7 to 8 months. And he started his own. As God will have it. By the time I was meeting him, he said he's just 3 years into the business. You know what this guy told me? He told me that every month, if he does not make the profit he takes to minimum is 3.5 million. Which company will pay you that money? The guy is a big boy, drives Jaguar. As at the time I met him, I said, guy, how did this thing happen? The guy said, man, really? It's from there, he started little. From there, he started getting some contract. As at that time, he was doing government contract. Really, POP, this beautiful ceiling and all the rest of it with lights and the rest. That's what the guy is doing. Cleaning out. Big boy with Jaguar. But we have a lot of our young people that cannot bend down to learn that trade. But people are cleaning outside the country. Tell you the millions people pay. So we need vocational skills in Nigeria. Enough of all the too much of English and too much of whatever. Let there be basic general studies and all. But let people specialize. There are different areas they can specialize in. That's the only way we can bring Nigeria and Africa out of poverty into an industrious nation, which is our major need now. English is too cheap. Funny enough, let me tell you something. Most of the people that bring about invention around the world, they don't know how to speak English. China doesn't speak English. So speak your Yoruba language, speak your core Ibotic language, speak your Hausa language, speak your Niger Delta Urobo, but become a productive person for the nation. Who told you there's only when you speak English that you can, whatever. There are many people that are in Germany. Many Germans don't know how to speak English. They speak their German language. Ukraine, you can hear them. They are one of the major industrial people around the world. They speak Ukrainian language. Russia, who told you that English is the bed rock for you to succeed? Of course, if you can learn how to communicate, learn how to whatever, that's an added advantage. But let's deploy our skill. We have a lot of people that are skilled, that are talented, even in social media space and all, and they will go into the university to go and study computer science, that they get confused at the end of the day and all. Why not focus on it from year one and know you are becoming a computer scientist? And with that, we can grow our nation. We can grow our nation from too much of talk to action. It's good to be a professor, but be a professor with results. Very important. A lot of Nigerians are professors. We need to become practitioners, not only professors. So that's it. So I'm very passionate about that, and that's a word for the young people. Whatever you find your hand to do, you are passionate about the mechanical things and the rest of it. Go to a mechanic and learn the act and package. I know a man that is a mechanic. He's a mechanic full-time. He's in Ikeja. This guy is a big boy. I know him when he started many years ago. Later, I think 2006 or 2007. As I'm talking to you, right, this guy has branch in Lekki. He has branch in Ogun State. He's the one that works most of the cars of the governors and all. This guy is a big boy, multiple millions. Anytime I talk to him, I'll be like, your phone is ringing. So, oh, no, I'm in US. Yes. He flies. His family is outside the country. Big boy, mechanic. But you retire as a banker looking for work. How much are you earning? Poverty. You owe more than your salary. In fact, the salary that you are going to be getting for the next 4 months, you are already owing it in advance. Is that life? And you're asking big boy.
Doctor, please.
So it's annoying. So let Nigerians change their way of thinking. You can excel in what you find your hand to do, in media, in different areas. But make sure that it's your passion. You will excel. I know somebody that is a multi-millionaire now by selling Zobo. I know a lady. She lives in Banana Island. She was one of the people that spoke in a conference where I was invited to speak. Lives in Banana Island. Guess what she does? Industrial cleaning. So, what is wrong? Why am I talking about industry? Industrial is too much package. What she does is clean floor, carry broom, whatever, mop. Yes. Now she has a massive staff strength. She lives in Banana Island. You should know. She must be a billionaire to be in Banana Island. Yes, she's alive and healthy.
Okay.
So Nigerians need to observe what they call dignity in labor. So Nigerians, you help yourself. Oh. There are no enough jobs. Help yourselves. We need to help ourselves and stop this attitude of eating where you did not sow and all. It won't help us because people are becoming wiser. The time to get to almost all the job in Nigeria will be based on a percentage. What you work is what you get. Yeah, what we gas many people. At that junction, your weakness will be exposed and the rest of it. Because nobody has time to be paying money for no value. It's value, then you get money. That's exactly what it is, you know. So,
Doctor, thank you. Still on this train of thoughts, you know. There's something you've mentioned here. You've cited a lot of examples. A mechanical engineer, you understand, today he has scaled the business to the point that the business is profitable. You mentioned your friend who is into POP and tiling and fixing of railings. Now, and this guy goes out of the country to bring in people who he feels are experts and then they are very diligent, you know. So you could see a structure around this business. These structures gives these businesses the ability to scale, you know. So with this, I want to ask, I have a business, for instance, a small business, or I have a skill, a small skill. Now, scaling this business up is a different conversation entirely. Are there skills that forms a prerequisite to being a successful entrepreneur? If there are, which of them are you recommending?
As an entrepreneur, you should have the ability to, like I said, understand the times, ability to reinvent yourself, and also an entrepreneur should go for trainings. A lot of us in this part of the world, we don't believe in training. Go for training. Pay money, the one you can afford. Attend, learn. Yeah. Because life is all about garbage in and garbage out. So what you know, you can't give what you don't have. So you need to understand what your business is all about. Find out the ones that are relevant that can help you succeed. Go to a business school. Go and hear new things. Don't ever assume that you have arrived. In fact, trade first, many people think being an illiterate is not going to school. No, that's a big mistake. Many people think so. No. 21st century literate people In those days, they say, if you didn't go to school, you are illiterate. No. 21st century literate people are people that have the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So in case you learned before, you have not unlearned, and you have not relearned, you are an illiterate now, 21st century. And I can give you examples of many people that went to school that are illiterate. They don't have understanding of the time. So you need to know what's going on. Find out what's up. Learn the new stuff, what's going on, the current trends and all. And that's the only way you can catch up with the global community. Because things are moving very fast. Very, very fast. And that is one of the major failures of government in Nigeria. Yes. Because you see somebody that does not go for any training. He's running Nigeria as his father's business. Nigeria is not a father's business. You need to find out what's happening globally for you to lead properly. You cannot be leading blindly and expect people to follow you. What is happening? What is the current trends around the world? What are people investing in? What are people paying attention on? That's why anybody that wants to rule Nigeria right now and does not pay attention to entrepreneurship is already a failure on arrival. You must pay attention to entrepreneurship. The poverty in Nigeria is so much that if the entrepreneurship space is not narrowed, trust you me, it will get to a time that even, of course, government is already, I wanted to say, you have government coming to beg more money. Government is already borrowing. The money that Nigeria is going to use for the next budget is borrowing. And after borrowing it, we are going to be, in fact, Nigeria is owing, we are, everything, in fact, what we are eating to eat is, we are owing for it and all. Somebody did an analysis. I don't know how many thousand they said each person in Nigeria would pay as at now, based on the money we are owing. Nigeria is already owing.
I think it's about 180,000.
So just imagine that. Meanwhile, there are some people that cannot even find 1 square meter to eat in a day. So Nigeria is already owing. So it's an abnormal, it's ridiculous why somebody will come take over position in government and not understanding the times. If people in government has understood, they know the times where we are in right now, they will invest heavily in entrepreneurship. Because in entrepreneurship lies the deliverance of Nigeria, lies the deliverance of Africa. Entrepreneurship, that space, it has not been touched at all. I kid you not. It has not been touched at all. Is it the tech space? It has not been touched. Tech, it has not been touched. There are a lot of wonderful kids that are doing very well right now. Most of their job, they get their job outside the country. They are in Nigeria. They are working online remotely. And they are big boys. And you might not understand what's going on. You can see the world has moved. The normal thing people know is this, is that 8 to 5 in the evening, you go out. This guy will be in his house working. His neighbors might probably think he's a Yahoo boy. It's not Yahoo boy, he's working. And all, remotely. So the world has moved. But in Nigeria, you see everybody pay attention to the normal way of doing things and all. No, we need to upgrade. Let's pay attention to the entrepreneurship space. There's a lot that we can harness from that space. There's a lot that we can do. There's a lot that we can benefit. Because Nigeria has untapped resources. Untapped resources. Look at the entertainment sector. We have not even explored. We have not explored. Yeah. You see all the likes of Davido, all the likes of, what do you call it?
That's the basic level.
Sinach, all the whatever. They are just at the basic. We have not explored nothing. Nothing. We have not. When we start building structures, like the way you have the Oscars, then we know that we are doing something. We have not at all. We are still trying to identify. We are still in identification stage.
We cannot tell the African story in its authenticity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at our movie industry doing well without the help of government. Without the help of government. How much more if government decides to invest in it? Look at the tech space doing well without the help of government. So we have a whole lot. We have a whole lot to tap. We have a lot to work. That's why anybody that will be the president of this country and does not pay interest in entrepreneurship has already failed on arrival. But God forbid we make the mistake come February 25th. God forbid. We must vote right and we must elect right at the end of the day.
We are coming to that conversation.
Yeah.
Now, entrepreneurs, you've heard it. So you have a skill. You might be a tailor. You might just be a baker. You might be a barber. And then whatever skill you have, and you're thinking of how do I make this a generational business? How do I scale this business up? What Doctor is saying essentially is go for trainings, the ones you can afford, and then you keep growing. Because with those trainings, you begin to get new informations. You know, you begin to unlearn the things you've learned before, you relearn, and then you start, innovating, and then that business won't just die. you know, when you are no longer available to run the business, you know, it could transcend into generations. Yes. So, Doctor, I will ask this question before I ask the last question. In your capacity, you know, in your capacity, do you have rooms for mentorship, internship, empowerment? And if at this point, yes, or in the future, yes, how can young persons, business people, or interested persons, how can they key into this opportunity?
Oh yes, of course. Mentorship. I mentor a lot of people and all. I'm going to I'm going to give the permission for them to give out my email, my social media handles, and both Instagram, Facebook, and all YouTube and all. Where you go there, you see a lot of things that can help you. Yeah, I'm going to give them all out. So you just go ahead and follow and relate. I will reply. Yeah, especially if I know that you are someone that has something to offer, which everybody has something to offer. It's not for you to discover and all. So even if you don't have anything to offer, don't worry. You are the ones who are interested in. You come. So there's room. I mentor a lot of people. I father a lot of people. And I am out and ready because somebody also helped me. So I'm paying it forward. That's practically what it is. So it's very important. And you know, I've talked about it before. To add to what you said about going for training and all, I'll talk about mentorship. Yes. Some things are taught and some things are caught. They are two different things. Taught, learning, caught.
So let me frame that into a question. How important is mentorship to success generally in life?
No, mentorship is very important. My definition of mentorship is just simple. If you know the eastern part of Nigeria, Delta and eastern part of Nigeria very well, there's a connection they call the Onitsha Bridge. Onitsha, Asaba to Onitsha. Yeah. That is the role of mentorship. Now, before the advent of the Onitsha Bridge, what happened is that people used to travel all the way. If you're coming from Lagos, you go to Delta, go round. It takes hours to get.
360 degree.
But, yeah, 360 degrees.
Yeah.
But with the event of that construction of the Onitsha Bridge, it cut the journey short.
Yes.
So your mentor is the bridge between, let me put it like this for you to understand. Your mentor is the bridge between your Delta state and your Onitsha. That is your mentor. It cuts it short.
Permit me to come in here. Now, business people, you need to get this right. He is not saying that you don't have a value inside of you. So these two, these illustrations he's just made now, you know, the eastern part, the Onitsha, right? They are existent. There are values, right? But you need that bridge to bring the gap together so that you can better explore, you know, better tap into, you know, your potentials maximally, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That bridge is very important, and that's the role of a mentor. So your mentor is not your friend. At times, your mentor can be your friend.
Yes.
But if your mentor only just friends you, he's not helping you. Your mentor should be able to sit you down and correct you. Your mentor should not only just smile with you. Your mentor can actually correct you harshly, and you have to respect him because he's your mentor. And all because I've not seen anybody. I've not seen Orange smiling when he's performing the duty of becoming an orange juice. You have to squeeze. That's squeezing. That's another thing that many people need to learn. The squeezing. Oh, my mentor squeezed me. I don't want to give you some of the stories and all. You have to squeeze. In the squeezing is where the juice will come out. You got a juice inside of you, but you need some element of squeezing, and your mentor can do that. So don't think your mentor hates you when he's squeezing you. There's something he has seen, he's trying to bring it out. And when it starts showing, you might not know. Most times, growth, people don't know about growth. It's people that know and they will tell you.
Yeah, people around you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why some people, it happens mostly with women, when they are age 22, most times they actually think they are still 22 at the age of 40-something. In their mind, some women think like, that's why they say, what do you call it, sweet, what do you call it? They say somebody sang it as a song. He said there are some women that they never pass the age of 22. Anytime he has a 22, it's a mind thing. But people ask them, oh, Nala, you know, be 22. You are growing older. That's how it is. So growth happens. People around you are the ones that will know that you are growing. Yeah, because you can't give what you don't have.
Yeah.
It's capacity. Capacity doesn't just come by sitting down and food. Capacity comes by squeezing. Capacity comes by stretching yourself. And what naturally happens is that people around you will see there's something about this guy. There's something about this guy. When he talks, look, as I'm talking right now, why are you paying attention? I've got capacity.
Yeah.
And I didn't get that capacity by folding my hands and just praying.
Yeah.
I trained.
Yes.
I got some training.
Yes.
I got tormented. That's another word. Your mentor is your tormentor. I got tormented by my mentors. And the juicy side of me is flowing. That's why you're enjoying it. It's for free, actually. But you need to pay for it now. Yeah. So it's your mentor. He plays the role of the potter. The potter sees the clay. And it's like,
I mix something out.
Thank you. A lot of people, when they see clay, they just pass. But the potter knows that
they even avoid it.
Oh, they avoid it, yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of potters, when they see the clay, they know that there's gold in this thing.
They get excited.
They get excited.
Yes.
And what do? They mold.
Yes.
They start molding.
Yes. Yes.
It does not have the shape.
Yes.
They scatter it again. They start again until they get exactly. And when it's now beautiful,
everybody is now interested.
finished product.
Yes.
Everybody wants to buy. You go and buy your mug. You go and buy. There's somebody that paid a price for that. Even the gold that you're wearing. The gold that you're wearing, whether necklace or anything or whatever, somebody paid the price. If you see gold in the raw form, a lot of us see gold in raw form, we'll pass. It's possible that as I'm talking right now, somebody has gold in his company and does not know. Because we're not giving to details. So if you can pay attention to details, allow yourself to pass through the process. Trust you, me. You come out on the other side celebrated by people. And that is it. That's the rule of life and all. Yeah.
Okay. So you've touched this issue, but I want you to touch it from a particular perspective. So we're in a season where everybody wants to leave Nigeria. Everybody wants to run away. You understand? Now, from the point of entrepreneurship, business, how much opportunity do you think we have on the Nigerian soil?
Okay. Japa. That's what they call it. Everybody wants to japa. But I want to say something. You don't need to japa for japa's sake. That's the truth. You don't need to japa. Nigeria is getting better. Of course, I've been saying this for so many years and all, and it's actually coming close. It's getting closer and closer. I've actually said this in different forums that there's going to be a new Nigeria from 2023. I've said that. I've been saying it for a very long time. There's going to be a new Nigeria from 2023. So, in case you are thinking of running away, you are running away to where? Other countries, they have their challenges also. But can I tell you something? There's a massive opportunity in Nigeria. Massive. All we just need is just proper leadership. Nigerians are doing well in other areas. The only area where we have absolute failure is the area of leadership. If we can get it right in leadership, we have no reason. In fact, I've said it before, that Nigeria will be one of the most enviable countries that people from America will be queuing up to get visa to come. And it's going to happen. America, UK, they'll be queuing up. You know what's happening with Nigerians right now? It's going to turn around. People will be hustling. People that are left to want to come back. So what I'm going to say is that, my brother, go and learn a skill. Don't jump to anywhere. Except your company wants to upgrade you. Maybe they want to send you there, or you got a major job, and they don't just jump and go and do. Jump and stay in somebody's house, and you are broke. You don't know what to do. You sell all the things you have, and you travel out of the country. You don't know. You're trying to just no. Stay here. There's hope. I know it looks bleak, but there's hope. Nigeria is going to be one of the most celebrated countries in the world in a short while from now. So stay back. Don't go anywhere. If you don't have a skill, go and get relevant skill. Don't have a skill that is obsolete. Imagine somebody that, if they ask you, what is your skill? What did you study? I studied typewriter. God punish devil. You already signed for poverty. Just the typewriter you study. It's poverty that you sign in for. And whatever. The world has advanced. The world has advanced. Right now, everything's AI. Things are happening on the internet, the computers and all.
Tech,
that's what, tech has taken over. Yes. So don't function with the olden days, whatever. Learn and all.
Reinvent yourself.
Reinvent yourself. I don't know what you studied. Maybe study one funny course in university or whatever. Go and learn another thing. And these days, knowledge is available. You must not necessarily go to university. You can learn something else and add it and become exceptional in that area. So there's no need to japa. This country, we are here. This country, join us to build this country. That's why this election that is coming, you must get involved.
So, we've heard it. Doctor have just said it all. There are massive untapped opportunity in different industries in Nigeria. And don't just jackpot because you just want to jackpot. Everybody is the trend right now. Jackpot for a purpose.